down the road from Baldwinsville High School, and of course, Wake of Call with Dan Tortora, here with you every single month celebrating the Baldwinsville Bees. Tonight, we continue the conversation in celebration of the BVille Bees girls soccer team. Please, once again, give them a round of applause. Show them some love. And with me for round two, I have our third captain here. We have Nicole Pelletier. Nicole, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. And we have head coach Kathy Morse. Kathy, and I feel like at this point, I owe you like checks from the show because you've been here for girls flag football, for basketball, now and for soccer as well. I mean, yeah, some NIL deal for Kathy Morse. So, Nicole, we're going to start with you here. So, obviously we cheered a little bit, but I think we could cheer a lot better because you are our valedictorian. So, what is it like to be the smartest person in the room?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but feels pretty good. I'd say.
And, I mean, bring me into this. Have you always been like that? Have you always been very kind of scholastically sound in your studies and all that? Has that always been you?
Yeah. I've definitely been working for it for a while, you know.
When you find out that you're in the baker's dozen and they had you come down with that like sheet or whatever to go to the room, did they tell you like what number you were when you got the sheet?
No.
So you walk into the room.
Yeah.
And everybody's in the room.
Uh-huh.
And then they tell you once everyone's there?
Yeah, they start calling the names with 13, and then there just starts to get less and less people, and you're like, oh, please.
Yeah. So when you got it, bring me into that moment. Thoughts, feelings, your reaction?
I was honestly just really grateful for all my hard work paying off and all the people that have supported me through it.
Who are some of those people you would credit with helping you along the way?
My mom sitting right here, and my dad, and my whole family, and then obviously all my friends. You know, classes with them through the years are why I made it through, and yeah. And then I gotta thank the competition too.
Yeah. Yeah, respect the game, right?
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Kathy, how are you? Welcome back.
Doing well, thank you.
This is Kathy's 81st episode of Wake of Call with Dan Tortora. So, Kathy, if you'll take the mic here, we got some thoughts that we're going to have here for you. So, bring me into Nicole and why you believe when they read off all 13 that she was the last one standing.
Well, I'll tell you, there'd been no doubt in my mind if I saw everybody lined up who would have been number one, because that kid works harder than anybody I know. She's driven, always has been since she was a young athlete of ours. Driven like no other, so does not surprise me one bit. Very happy for her. She deserves it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that. We had a little clap, but I think we should clap again. I think we should clap again. So, Kathy, what do you think is going to... let me ask you this. In Nicole's valedictorian speech, where do you think you're going to be in the ranking? Like, do you think you'll be first, that she says, or will you be the last but not least?
Oh, I definitely think I'm going to be the first person she thanks. I mean, the reason she's here is because of me, right, Nicole? My smarts finally transferred to somebody. Then transferred to my kids, but they made it to Nicole, so I'm doing well.
Oh, Nicole, you just heard Coach say some nice things about you and said that she had no doubt in her mind if everybody was standing in the room up for this award that it was going to be you. So tell me something good about Coach.
Well, some people may not know this because she's kind of tough, but she definitely has a warm and fluffy side. And she cares a lot about all of her players, and she's done a lot for me over the years, and I'm grateful for that. And she's done a lot for everyone here, so. And she's, like, coach of 3 varsity sports, Hall of Fame member, like, she's kind of a powerful woman.
In all honesty, when you see everything that Kathy has done and her being your coach, Is she to you like a beacon of hope? Does she kind of show you how far you can go if you want to go that far?
Yes, she's definitely an inspiration to all of us and everyone in the community.
Who else has been an inspiration to you, Nicole? Say your mom, she's right here.
Yes, my mother, obviously. She's just been very strong and has supported me.
Yeah.
And my dad passed away last year, but was definitely always supporting me, and he was also valedictorian of his class, so that was a big inspiration.
Yeah. So when you found that out, did you kind of just look up and say, I tied you, Pop?
Yup. Yeah. I just had a lot of gratitude.
That's awesome. So what's the best thing he's ever taught you?
Be curious about everything, ask a lot of questions, talk to everyone, make new friends, new experiences. You know, he's definitely a curious guy, always like stopping to read signs. We're like, come on, let's go. Yeah, just try new things and don't be afraid to take risks.
And what's your dad's first name?
Andrew.
Andrew, let's clap it up so he can hear it up there in heaven. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that. All right, Kathy, back to you. Favorite thing about this team this season?
Well, I think that my most favorite thing is that they all get along, and it's not about them individually, it's about the team. And there are some really great players on this team that could maybe be more individualistic, but they're not, because they really want to be successful. And as the young lady said here, I think it might have been Audra or Nadia, I don't remember which one said it, but we did have a sit-down meeting, and that was all brought on by them because they want to do well, and they wanted to know what they could do to get this team where we want to be. I don't think I've ever had any captains do that. Coached a lot of sports. So that right there tells you that these girls, they're going to be strong leaders, not just in soccer, but all the time. And I think these younger kids really look up to them, and I think that's made a difference in our team this year. We don't have the cliques. We have everybody happy, regardless if they're playing or not. They're not hanging their heads and talking. They're cheering on their teammates, and that's what a team's all about.
You talk about your captains, Nadia and Audra, and of course Nicole sitting here with us now. What made you choose them?
Well, like I said, it was a no-brainer. These three kids are all about soccer. They're disciplined. And not just soccer, they're just great kids. They're great people. They're going to be very successful in their life. There's no doubt in my mind. I can't wait to see what they accomplish. Nadia and Audra are going for soccer. Nicole's not sure yet, but she can do it too. They're great kids, and you only find a certain amount of captains. Everybody has captains, but these guys are true captains. They're leaders. You pick a captain, you hope they do their best, but these three really showed what a captain is. We've got young kids on this team. We have 8th grader on this team. We have a 9th grader on this team. We have sophomores on this team. And they could certainly have said, well, I'm not going to talk to them. I don't care about them. I'm just going to talk to my friends. And they just haven't done that. And that's very unusual for girls, as you know. They've taken everybody in as family.
That's a beautiful thing. I want to clap that up. So I'm asking you all to clap, but there's a reason to clap. So. All right, Nicole. So you heard your fellow captains say what a leader is. To you, being one, how would you define leadership?
I think the number one part of leadership is being inclusive, like Coach just said, talking to everyone and making sure you're having like a personal connection with everyone, not just speaking to the group. And also, like, lead by example. Like, when we're in practice and the vibes are low, we got to bring it up. Like, I think we try to show that we're working hard before like yelling at everyone else, and just motivate through positivity instead of bring it down, like keeping it. Nadia always says keep it constructive. I think that's really important.
So I've been around a lot of teams. We've had over 5,000 guests on the show. But if I was ever confident that there was some leaders that I'm going to want to see what you become in your future, I'm telling you that that's here tonight. So respect to all of you and keep leading the way that you're leading. And to my future leaders on the team, enjoy your time with these three wonderful leaders, and I look forward to seeing you up here and how leadership has been defined by you. So, Nicole, you're class president as well.
Yeah.
Okay. How did that? And I ask you this from being a fellow class president. I was also class president. So, I want to pick your brain here. What made you want to be class president, and what do you think so far?
I wanted to do fun things for our class and give out free stuff our senior year.
Okay.
Yeah, so me and my friend Allie were co-presidents, so we ran together, and it's been a pretty good gig. You know, we just had a pie a teacher in the face contest at the pep rally, which was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
What teacher? Is it
A few. And
few.
the principal, which was the best part.
Principal. Okay. All right. So it went over well.
Yes.
The good sports.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite part of being president so far?
I really like the girls. We have an all-girls council, and I really like everyone does their jobs, and you know we have a great team that's very creative and works hard, which is great.
Would you consider running within the next month for the real president?
If I could, maybe. I think you have to be 35. Isn't it?
At this point, I don't think there's any rules based on what's up there. I mean, one had no votes, the other one was never a politician. I think we can write you in. I think we can make that happen.
All right, sounds good.
So let's jump into rapid fire. Nicole, you have the mic. You can ask me the first question.
If this comes from Jeannie,
Jeannie,
our
right?
other senior friend.
All right. Hi, Jeannie. This is your question. Well, I'm saying hi, but if it's mean, then I don't like it. So I'll wave today.
If you could push a button once a day that does something, what would it do for you?
If I could push a button once a day that does something for me? Oh, man. As a business owner that has like 20 different hats, I need 20 different buttons. But I would say if I could push a button to do something, you know what? It would be in my studio, because there's so many things that I do in a live show. And unless you're behind the scenes of it and you see like everything I have to cue and hit and do all that stuff, I would love to have somebody running all that for me so that I don't have to monitor that. Because down in Florida, I had a producer and we would look at each other through like clear glass, and he got to know me well enough that he would hit my hotkeys, they're called. And so he would know like if I'm talking about this, to hit that funny thing or to play that music. So I think being someone who has to do so much, I would like to be able to hit a button and let that button do that for me in the morning during the show.
Okay.
All right, Nicole. If you could trade places with any sports or entertainment person, who would you trade places with for 24 hours and why? So we're going to Freaky Friday this thing. Who are you switching with?
Maybe Jim Carrey. He's really funny and be cool to spend a day on set of Dumb and Dumber.
So Jim Carrey is one of my favorites of all time.
Okay.
I can give you the entire Liar Liar movie from start to finish. Somebody brought up Liar Liar to me a couple days ago and I didn't anticipate it, and then it happened again. So I'm like a really happy kid right now in my heart that other people appreciate Jim Carrey. So
Okay.
You made my day. So my day was made 2 days ago. It's made again. So shout out to Jim Carrey. Have you seen a lot of his stuff?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay. You've seen Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Have you seen Yes Man?
No.
Liar Liar?
No.
The Mask?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've seen The Mask and you've seen Dumb and Dumber. Okay. Ace Ventura?
Yeah. Wait, he's yeah, Pet Detective.
Yes. So you've seen that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You've seen some of the classics. That's good. All right, Coach. What do you got for me?
I've asked you so many questions. We've had this, 81 times you said?
We have 81.
Let's see. If you could trade places with one sports person, who would that be?
Oh, wow. I know I'd trade places with Trevor Lawrence and start throwing some touchdowns for the Jaguars. But no, if I could trade places with anybody in the sports world, oh man. You know what? I'd probably want to trade spots with Aaron Judge because I think that there is a unique and beautiful, and it's not just baseball, but I think that there's like this interwoven story into America's pastime of what it means to put on the pinstripes, and that is a different feeling than the other 29 teams. So I would want to put on those stripes and go out to the Bronx and knock one out of the park, for sure.
Very cool.
So I would pick that. All right, Kathy. If you could trade spots with any coach in the world, what coach would you switch spots with and why?
I would switch spots with the SU coach for basketball because I'd like to see them have a winning season, and I'd love to. I didn't mean it that way. I'd love to coach J.J. Starling. He's one of my all-time favorite players from Baldwinsville High School.
Yeah. By the way, can we clap it up for JJ? Because he's back home, obviously, so we love that. And by the way, he's got to be the leader of this team because they only brought back 5 guys from last year. Thank you to the transfer portal and all this other stuff. So, yeah, JJ, I would like to see them all win, and I'd like to see them go to JJ more than just one half because JJ could take over a game, and I hope he takes over many of them this year. All right. So, Coach, you got one more for me, and then we'll go to Nicole. So, one more for me.
What's your favorite actress and why?
My favorite actress? Goodness me. Who would be my favorite right now? I mean, it's an easy answer for me, so I would say Jennifer Aniston. So I'm going to say Jennifer Aniston. Why? Because she doesn't age and she's extremely talented. And I think that she was a pioneer for women in sitcom for such a long time, and she catapulted herself into one of the best movie careers of any sitcom actress. So I'll give it up to Jennifer Aniston for her work and for just kind of everything. Shout out to Jennifer Aniston. All right, Coach. Coach, if you had to, if you were on Fear Factor and you had a choice that you could either stick your head in a glass cage full of scorpions, so you can go in with the scorpions, you can swim with the sharks, or you can try and lasso a bull, what would you choose and why?
I think I'd lasso the bull. I got a better chance there. The sharks are going to eat me up, and the scorpions, I'm not a fan of spiders or anything close that looks like it. Okay. I think that bull I could probably get.
All right, I like that. I like the challenge. All right, Nicole, you get to round it out here. What do you got for me?
All right. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Typically, I would say the ability to fly or to teleport. But a character, and I've talked about it here on the stage before, but I created a character, and I'm preserving that character since people steal things all the time. So I'm going to preserve the character and not say everything about it, but he has the power to heal, and the whole shtick to his life is he can heal anybody from anything, physical, emotional, economical, any type of pain, but he has to absorb it and he has to live with it. So the question becomes, how much is he willing to take? And if he's in a burning building and he's trying to save a bunch of people, he can die by how much he takes on. So how does he choose? How does he go about it? And his whole opportunity of this healing was created by having a second chance from God. So he knows that he has a higher calling. And I actually made a trailer for it in college, and we got a whole backstory for it. So someday I would like to make it. That's why I'm keeping some of that to myself. So, all right, Nicole. If you could be on any superhero team, what team would you be on and why?
What do you mean?
Like if you could choose characters from like Marvel, DC, any of that stuff, who would be your team? Let's say you could pick 3 people, 3 characters.
All right. The Flash,
Okay.
Batman, and Iron Man.
Okay, why did you pick those 3?
Well, Batman's cool, like really cool. The Flash, you know, that's actually Audra's favorite TV show, so that was just kind of an easy answer. Then
Also one of my favorites of all time. It's a good show. And Grant Gustin should have been the Flash on the movie, right? You think so? Yeah. Not Ezra Miller. No, you know who the Flash. Well, the guy in the TV show. Yeah, Grant. Yeah. Okay. Grant Gustin. So the Flash, because of Audra. Okay.
And then Iron Man's a leader, so we need him.
Iron Man's the leader. All right. So with that being said, from a leader to a leader, right? So Nicole Pelletier, Coach Kathy Morse, myself, Dan Tortora, here on site on location at Pizza Man, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, celebrating the Bees every month. And tonight, celebrating the Baldwinsville Bees girls soccer team. Let's clap it up one more time for the team.